Hi guys, my name's Khadroth, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Unregistered Spirit Origins, because again, this is a very weird system that we don't have a lot of experience with in this game unless we're all whales. So I'm going to shed a little bit of light on the subject and hopefully give you guys some kind of insight as to how this system works. The Unregistered Spirit Origin system, aka the USO system, is FGO's original pity system. It's not a system that people can access easily because it requires a lot of money and a lot of capability potentially to even be able to ever use it even a single time. I myself have been whaling in this game for years and have only managed to exchange one time so far, though I am sitting on enough to actually do another exchange here soon. I just have to decide which banner I want to do it on. The whole point is, someone that's been playing for years and spending money for years, depending on how much money you spend, still doesn't even tap into this system very often. It's a very, again, rare system to actually be used because of the fact that it requires somebody to be so invested in the game, they have managed to actually get not just 5 copies of any singular SSR, they have to have gotten 10 extra copies of any SSR, basically beyond 5. So how that works is when you get the 5th copy, the game keeps track of all of the SSRs that you get. So whenever you get the 5th copy, you're good. But whenever you get a 6th copy, that's where you'll finally get your USO. And it can be a 6th copy of any unit. You can get a 6th copy of Drake, and that would give it to you, and then a 6th copy of Artoria, and that would also give one to you. So again, you have to have 10 of these in order to be able to exchange in the USO shop in order to get a unit. That is one of the biggest issues with the system, is that it requires so much spooking to have occurred, so many extra copies of units beyond the 5th copy, that most people just never even get the ability to exchange even once. There are plenty of people I know out there that have been playing for years that do have 1 or 2 USOs sitting around because they just maybe got spooked on a unit that they had finally slowly acquired to NP5. But it's very rare for someone to actually just naturally get to 10 USOs. It just does not happen because of the sheer amount of rolling that you would have to do. So again, you can exchange a USO for a number of permanent units. Any permanent unit that's in the game will always be available in the USO shop for you guys to be able to get. I'm not going to bother showing you this list because right now this list is actually out of date on fandom, but again, any permanent unit that has been released into the game will be available in the USO shop permanently for you to be able to exchange, and you can exchange for them an unlimited number of times. Yes, unlimited. There is no limit to how many you get. In fact, if you already had NP5 and you were to exchange for a 6th copy of a unit, aka you spent 10 USOs to exchange for a 6th copy, let's say for servant coins, I'm not advising that you do this because it's a bad trade-off, but you would actually get a USO back from that. In fact, the only situation in which you won't get USOs from acquiring another copy of an SSR beyond the 5th copy is when we're dealing with the SSR tickets that exist in the game. Those, again, you're going to see one coming up here on NA really shortly here with the 6th anniversary. We'll finally get an SSR ticket that will be permanently added to the game. If you were to use that ticket to acquire a 6th copy, yes, you can get the 6th copy of the unit. Yes, you'll get the coins from that, but you will not get a USO from that. So the tickets are the only time that that doesn't happen. Not your normal summon tickets, but the special SSR selector ticket is what I'm talking about here. So again, it is a really interesting system in that regard. Now, you can get limited SSRs with this system. However, you're only allowed to purchase 1 per their banner duration. So you have to, if you were to say pick up Jalter on her banner and grab a copy of her with the USO system, you would, if you managed to get 10 other USOs, have to wait for another Jalter banner before you could exchange for another. So you cannot get 2 in the same manner if you had managed to hoard your USOs for some reason. So again, it is somewhat restrictive as to stop you from just being able to buy everything. And that is why you'll see some of the really higher up whales just have USOs lying around that they don't necessarily have a big or good use for. So that is one of the limitations, is they basically are just sitting around waiting for more banners on units, or again, they just already have NP5 of the unit, they exchange for the 1 copy and they're just done, and then they're just stockpiling USOs as they go on. This is a system that for a long period of time, a lot of people have asked to have adjusted, and a lot of people said, like, look, other games are getting pity systems. Those pity systems are getting good. Why can't we have an adjustment to this? And in the end, the devs didn't give us an adjustment. The USO system has never changed in all of its years. And as a result, it's also never really been talked about by the devs. So we don't really know where the devs stand on this issue, and we don't really have anything to go off of. But we do know that the devs did give us a pity system eventually that actually does sort of replace this. It actually just functions in tandem to it. The USO system's still there, but this is the most beyond of pities. In fact, most people will tell you that the USO system is not a pity system in and of itself. It's not even a safety net. It's just like, you know, the bottom of the well that's, you know, super deep that you've managed to fall into. At that point, yeah, you land in water, but you've fallen so far down, you're never climbing back out. So that is the issue with the USO system, is that it is so hard to ever be able to take advantage of, that the vast majority of players, I'd say 99.9% of players, will never take advantage of it even once. That being said, it is a system that is there, so if you're someone that does plan to roll heavily in FGO, yeah, you can take advantage of it, but I would highly recommend you probably go after limited units if that's going to be your strategy, because if you're rolling enough to get a ton of USOs, odds are you're probably going to have NP5 of a lot of your units, a lot of your permanent units. They will spook you from time to time, so you'll eventually get there on all of them. So that's where I would say, don't waste your USOs unless you just have so many of them lying around that you can't use them on limiteds. Otherwise, I would just keep stockpiling those USOs and use them on the limited units when they come around. Maybe, again, if you're planning to roll NP5 of every unit out there, you just, hey, go, I'm rolling NP4 and I'm grabbing the 5th copy. Again, the other option is to try to use it to get 6 copies for servant coins, but hopefully at some point the devs actually deliver on their own words and terminology here, saying that they do know about the servant coin issue and they will eventually fix it, but we'll just have to wait and see. And in the meantime, this is one of the only other ways in which you can get it without having to roll, but obviously if you have USOs, it means you did roll, so it's just you repurposing your rolls to have another way of taking advantage of it. So again, let me know what you guys think about the USO system, what you guys think they should do with the USO system nowadays, especially now with the pity being out there, and how you would like to see it changed. I'll be sure to read your comments below, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Have a good one.